Again, I'm back and I have a new shirt on because it was so friggin' hot and I got all sweaty, and the whole Instagram live that I was doing with kombita, the phone got too hot because I guess it's so hot here, and the sun was baking down on it, so I apologize for that. I'm super excited to have a few more minutes to talk about kombita and this incredible honey, which I just love, and I've been eating for years actually. I didn't even know about this company. I just saw this stuff when I went to New Zealand. I was like, oh, I want that, and I tried it. It was so good. It's backwards, obviously. It's manuka honey. I'm not sure I'm saying it right anyway, but there's over 2,000 different compounds in here that are beneficial. They're antimicrobial. They're immune boosting. It's different than regular honey. It comes from the special flower. It's so good. Wow, holy hell, so good. Thanks. Yeah, let me get those guys back on because I want to finish this conversation I had with Alan and see what he says about honey. But we're gonna get you, make sure you can all find out where to get it and how delicious it is and how good it is for you. Although he did say stuff around diabetes. I mean, if you're diabetic, I'd be very cautious, but I would try it and see how it affects you. You know, you never know with phytochemicals in food, it changes the properties of them. And I think you really need to understand, how it affects you as an individual. And different foods affect different people differently. So hopefully we're going to have them come on any time now and get going. Hold on. Oh, hello from Turkey. And okay. Oh, you have it in your coffee. Honey and coffee. That sounds good. Oh, it's in Costco. Really? Wow, that's amazing. I'm doing fine, thank you. Those people are saying nice comments. Hello from Turkey, from Vancouver, from New Zealand, from Chicago, California. Okay. There is my friend. Hopefully they're coming. Come on down and join my friends at kombita, the manuka honey people, or manuka. Oh, I'll get it right, don't worry. Greece, hello from Greece. Oh, they have lots of good honey there. I love Greek honey. Hello from Miami and Cincinnati and New Orleans. Holy cow, look at you. Everybody's coming along. Okay, let's see. Oh, there we go. View request. Here we go. View request. Kombita wants to be live. Come. Promise. Coming. Any minute. Please come. Make it work. There we go. Hi, Alan.
Hello, Mark. I'm not sure what happened.
What happened was I'm in a really hot summer day and I'm sweating like a madman. I had to change my shirt. Well, that's not why it stopped, but my phone just went dead because it's like, it says iPhone overheated, make it cold. So I threw it in the freezer. And I threw it in the freezer and it kind of woke up.
I remember that tip.
It works, it works. It just gets you out. You throw it in the freezer. I wouldn't leave it there overnight, but I would just don't forget about it. So I just want to finish up. We were just to summarize, we were talking about the manuka honey. How do you say it again? I'm saying it wrong.
Manuka.
Manuka honey, which comes from New Zealand, from the manuka plant, which has really got special properties. It's quite different than traditional honey. It's really antibacterial. It's used in medical applications. Actually went to PubMed, which is the National Library of Medicine research database to look at the studies. So I was like, oh, is this just a hoax or what is this? It's a marketing campaign. There's over 500 studies on manuka honey. And I was like, wow, this is pretty impressive as a therapeutic strategy. So I'm super excited about it. And I got a whole bunch. I've been buying it for years, actually, even before I knew about you guys. I just was in New Zealand and see at the airport. I was like, I want to take some of this. And my wife got it for me at the time. So it's really great. And it's a very, very different product. You guys tested up the wazoo. It's tested for purity and potency. So just give us a couple of minutes. Just tell us why you think this is different than other honey, why it's so important to use honey as a part of your diet, and of course how it affects diabetics, because I just want to make sure that people understand that it's not all sugar is bad. It's how much, it's what you use, it's when you eat it, it's what you eat it with, and many other things.
Let me just read something from one of our internal documents around diabetes, Mark. So this is where we're at. There is considerable preclinical and increasing clinical evidence that suggests that honey is beneficial compared with sugar in the management of diabetes. In clinical trials, honey consumption has been associated with an overall level rise in blood sugar levels after food when compared to sugar or glucose in both healthy and diabetic patients. Lowering blood glucose and insulin levels in turn can lower a person's blood pressure. In addition, honey potentially has positive effects on pancreatic beta cell function, insulin sensitivity, and oxidative stress. So that's coming from our technical people that are actually continuing to update research back here, mainly out of New Zealand.
Amazing.
So
that's amazing.
that.
Well, people ask me, Dr. Hyman, can I have sugar? What about sugar? Do I need? I'm like, I'm not the sugar guy. But I tell you, as sugar goes, if I'm going to eat sugar, this is the sugar I pick because it's really good and it's good for you and it has beneficial properties for your immune system and your health. And of course, you don't overdo it. I mean, you don't eat the whole thing, which I might actually after we get off the Instagram live.
And Mark, maybe
no telling my.
Could I just comment here? People say to us, we're often asked the question, how much of what makes manuka honey special? Is it the manuka flower or how much is the bee? So how does this relationship work and what's giving what? And I guess I just wanted to kind of a little story around this symbiotic relationship really between nature and humans, and how this is a very synergistic thing because the plant benefits from the pollination from the bees benefit, and humans benefit. But manuka honey starts off as microscopic droplets of nectar found at the base of the manuka flower in the heat of New Zealand summer, and it's a very short. It only flowers for around 6 weeks, so it's that has its own issues around making sure that you've got everything right for a very short flowering time. But the bees collect and store that nectar, as most of us know. They take the nectar, they store it in the combs, but in storing that nectar, it passes through this little thing called the honey stomach of the bees, and when they transfer that honey to another bee that then puts it into the cell, they add enzymes to that nectar. So the bees are actually changing that nectar into honey as they go through a process. Now that nectar is 80% water at that point, and so they store that in the cells, and then they take it through this dehumidification process where they reduce the water from 80% to less than 20%. And they do that, of course, by they have bees that are literally moving their wings and creating this draft through the hive day and night. They don't stop doing that. So, that's
hard work being a bee.
It's a little processing factory. But what's happening is they're taking that nectar, which is loaded with nutrients, they're kind of potentiating it through that process. And once it's got to that low moisture level, then they put a wax capping over it. So it's like they go, okay, now it's honey, right?
Amazing.
Changed it to honey from flower nectar to honey.
That's
and
incredible.
Of course, we come along, we take that honey at the appropriate time, we take the cappings off and we put it into a centrifuge extractor and we spin that honey out. And then we take it through a very low heat, low filtering process to deliver it to that form there. So it's we try and mimic the kind of respect that the bees, the kind of low input processing. Like the honey never gets hotter than in our factory, never gets hotter than the inside of a beehive, which is 37, 38 degrees. So we are trying to deliver the honey in the most natural form, as close to its natural form when it's sealed off and capped in that cell as what we can possibly do. That's our mission.
That's amazing. Well, this is such a great product, and I think I've really loved using it over the years, and I think that I'm so glad, Alan, that you guys have kind of brought this out into the world, and not just sitting there down under in New Zealand. And I think if you're gonna pick honey, people ask me, what should I eat? What should I pick? And I think this is a very unique product, and it's kind of famous around the world, and I don't think people really understand why it's so good, but it's just great, and there's lots of information on your website. I'm going to make sure that everybody understands that if you are listening to this and you want to get some of this honey and get a discount, you can, because from July 16th to the 18th, Anybody listening in my community is going to get 20% off. And all they have to do is use the code Dr. Hyman 20, Dr. Hyman 20. You just go to the website kombita, kombita.com, and check it out. And I hope you like it as much as I do. But be careful, don't overdo it. Enjoy it. It's a treat. It's a recreational drug. Remember, not a staple. Although you guys want me to make it a staple, but it's not. It's really good, and I love it. And I just thank you for what you're doing. You've been doing this for decades, and it's just such a great product and company. And I really grateful for your time today. And have a good
Mark,
day in New Zealand.
thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure to meet you, Mark, and I hope that we get to meet you in person one of these days when you come down to New Zealand.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you so much. All right. Take care. Oh, the website's kombita, kombita.com. People are asking. kombita.com. The code's Dr. Hyman 20, and my name is Dr. Hyman. So we'll see ya.
Take
Dr.
care,
Hyman
Mark.
20. Okay, bye.
Bye.